I'm so excited for this one. Let's make my scrap soup. It's a butternut squash soup with carrots and potatoes, but a whole bunch of old vegetables from my fridge. This video is inspired by the show where chef takes any ingredients from their celebrities' friends' fridge and make anything, but this is one of my favorite soups. And honestly, all the vegetables that are in this video are practically really old. They're either sprouting like weird spores and things like that, all the way through to really wonky carrots. The only thing that is new, well, it looks new, but it's actually really old, is the butternut squash. Now, butternut squash is notoriously known to survive months. So the good thing about this soup is that we're using everything in our fridge and our freezers and anything that I can get my hands on. Makeup of a really perfect soup. Now, there are 4 components that I always think about to make the perfect soup. You've got the stock, your thickener, the fat, and herbs and spices. Now here with the stock, we're using dried prawns and the addition of stock cubes, just because it's the perfect way to sweeten your soup without necessarily adding anything artificial as well. Now, if you guys are not used to using like dried shrimps or dried like scallops and stuff, you can go for chicken carcass, any bones you have lying around, that also works. Now, once you prepared all your vegetables, that's going to be our main ingredient this time, and I promise you carrots shouldn't look like that, but this is just whatever I had left over in the fridge. Once it's all done, you're just basically chopping it and cutting it and making sure that you brown it in a hot olive oil pan. There is no specific rules or sort of components that you need to do first. I just recommend making sure that everything is nice and toasted before adding a boat full of water to make up the actual stock. The one thing I would advise, as just something that I've done or brought up to do, is basically to rinse all your dried ingredients, your dried shrimps, your lentil, just because it's been sitting in the warehouse, and it's always nice to get any dirt out as well. Now, in terms of like the fat component, we're going to use half a box of cream cheese. That's whatever I had left over, really. You can use thick cream. You can even just use milk. A dash of milk would also work. If you prefer more like sort of heavy dairy or heavy fats, use meat. It's a perfect way of just thickening and also making your soup super umami and creamy. Add all the seasoning now, and I'm going to blend it, and then we'll season it further if it needs it. Honestly, dash of salt, pepper, some herbs just does the trick already. I do recommend boiling it for around about 2 hours on low heat. It makes everything tender, and it's perfect to serve up with some dash of really good quality olive oil and black pepper, and that's the perfect way to enjoy this. And of course, a really good bread, sourdough, seeded, whatever you like, and enjoy.